Look at the number of pawpaw fruits growing on these trees. Yes, that's a lot, and so are the profits. Today, I'm going to take you all the way to Tharaka Nithi County to meet Alex, a Calina papaya expert who will walk us through how to successfully grow this crop, from land preparation, spacing, irrigation, and proper management to the common mistakes farmers make that cost them money. Why do some farmers succeed while others struggle with the same crop? What does the market actually look like? And is Calina papaya farming really profitable? Alex breaks it down clearly: what works, what doesn't, and what you need to know before you plant. If you've ever been thinking about investing in farming, or you already have land and don't know what to do with it, this conversation will definitely open your eyes.
My name is Alexander Kituko, Director Sawi Seeds Limited, where we deal with certified papaya seeds and seedlings. We also do propagation for certified papaya seedlings and help farmers in growing this crop. We also find markets for the farmers. We are also buyers ourselves.
Yes.
Lynn, karibu Tharaka Nithi.
This is the Tharaka Nithi
County.
Huku ndio tunagojeanga zifike Nairobi kura. Shukran sana. I love it here. As I honestly, this is such a beautiful space we are in. I was telling you, I have never seen so many pawpaws in my entire life. Hata sikuwa najua kuna pawpaws zingine ziko e-size, and I also can't wait to learn with our audience, because we are here to pick as many tips as possible and also to gain as much knowledge as we can. So, shukran sana for having me here today.
Karibu sana.
Yes.
Yes.
What is happening? Could you walk us through what you do? I mean, the audience are tuned in to understand the seeds, the seedlings, and the fruit, all the way to the fruit. Walk us through all this conversation on pawpaws.
So in this farm, this is a Acre farm owned by one of my clients, good clients. And the variety in picture is Calina papaya or IPB9.
Yes.
We have around 2,000 plants in this farm at a spacing of 2 meters by 2 meters. So each acre is carrying 1,000 plants, and they've been planted in phases, like a phase of 1,000 and 1,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's 2 meters, so 2 meters wide, 2 meters the length, and 2 meters deep, Ama?
It's 2 meters from plant to plant and 2 meters from row to row.
What does that mean?
That is the spacing.
Yes.
Like for example, we can have several variants of spacing. You can have 3 meters by 2 meters.
Okay.
2 meters from plant to plant, 3 meters from row to row. You can also have 3 meters by 3 meters. But remember, we're in business.
Yes.
So we want to achieve the highest population per acre as much as we can, but also make sure that the crops are not competing for nutrients and sunlight in the farm. So 2 meters and 2 meters tends to be the best spacing for pawpaws.
All right.
Yes, and these 2 meters, you measure from the center of the hole to the center of the next hole. Center of one hole of this row to the center of the next row.
All right.
And these plants are planted in a hole of 2 feet by 2 feet and 2 feet depth.
Oh, so 2 feet, 2 feet, and 2 feet
Yeah,
depth.
yeah.
All right. You called it Calina.
Calina papaya.
Calina papaya.
IPB9.
Hey, Kwisha. School me, Alex. What is Calina papaya? Walk us through what really is Calina papaya, and why Calina papaya?
Calina papaya is a variety from Indonesia. It's a hybrid.
Yes.
And it has turned to be the best performing variety of papaya in the country. Reason being, it's early maturing. Matures in 8 months from transplanting. When you take the seedling from the nursery, then you plant. You wait for 8 months, but it flowers after 55 days of transplanting. And that gives it upper hand compared to other native varieties, which will mature like after 1 year.
All right.
So you plant this variety, 8 months, uko kwa soko. Yes.
So 8 months I can start harvesting, or what are you saying?
Yes, 8 months you start harvesting. Like once you transplant, 3 months, it flowers, then 5 months later, that flower turns to a ripe fruit. Like what you can see here, they are around 7 months, and you can see some of the fruits have started to ripen.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But let me ask now, because we are not just going to talk about the fruit the way it is right now.
Yes.
What we are seeing is an end product.
Yeah.
You've walked us through the method of planting, but there are so many things that come into, so many things that you must consider if you want your crop to turn out like this. Now, could you walk us through that? What are some of the things you need to watch out for? What type of soil must you not plant this in? What kind of mistakes do people make? Like, I just want to leave this floor to you, so you as Alex can be able to walk us through this whole papaya. If someone is watching and they are considering this for their agribusiness, they know the do's, the don'ts, and the details around it.
We have several factors in pawpaw farming. Number 1, good seed, Calina papaya. Number 2, good soil, fertile soil, well-drained soil. Number 3, you need to have enough water for the pawpaws. Number 4, a lot of manure for your plants.
Okay.
Now, if we start with the good seed, make sure that it's a hybrid, well selected, and a hermaphrodite. Calina papaya is a hermaphrodite. This means that a single plant has got both the male and the female flowers together. So it's self-pollinating, which means that you don't have to plant a male and a female pawpaw plant. If you plant 1,000 plants, it means that you're going to harvest fruits from all the plants. Because if you check in this orchard, you can't see any male plant, which means that you are going to benefit from all plants there.
All right.
Once it comes to the soil, you need to have red soil, loam soil, sandy loam. You can also have black cotton soil, but will not give you the best results for pawpaws.
Why?
Black cotton soil will give you very huge and nice looking fruits.
Okay.
But they're not sweet.
Ni zile za maji maji?
Yes. So imagine tu matunda ni kubwa, lakini hakuna taste. Although sometimes it can be corrected by putting more of potassium. But now more of the synthetic fertilizers will reduce the shelf life of that fruit. Yeah.
Okay.
And then again, black cotton soil has got high holding water capacity, which means that waterlogging iko juu. So like if it waterlogs, matunda zako zote chini.
Okay.
So it means that we're going to do ridges. Saa ndio uzipande pale hivi juu, which is an expensive affair. Doing ridges, applying more of potassium fertilizers. But remember that most of farmers would like to go organic.
Yes.
Yeah, so you find that black cotton soil is not the best soil for pawpaw farming. But still, if you don't have another soil, you can do it. And then from there, we talked about water. People say that pawpaw is a hardy crop. Well, I don't refuse, but zile za kienyeji ndizo zingekaa sana bila maji. Which means that you need to have adequate fresh water. Or if it's a borehole water, isikue saline sana kwa pale katikati. Because now like the salt water comes up to the fruits, which means that it won't have that pleasing taste.
All right.
Yes.
And then now, obviously, so you do all that, and at 8 months, if you do it well, you are likely to have to harvest.
Yeah, you're likely to harvest, but remember that you also need to take care of the plants.
Yes.
Uweke manure vizuri. So ukipanda, usually encourage farmers to do either sheep, goat manure, or cow manure. But usually discourage chicken manure, which has got a lot of nitrogen. Na inachomanga hizo mimea. Unapata like you're going to have many losses as the crops grow. Sometimes people can do synthetic fertilizers, but if you use synthetic fertilizer, make sure that you don't use a lot of manure, because the bigger the fruit, itakosa soko. So you need a medium fruit, which is weighing in between 400 grams to 1.5 kgs.
That's a thing. The bigger the fruit, the soko will kosa.
Yes.
I thought the bigger the fruit, the better. I want to see big fruits, etc. Ebu, educate me there.
We have 2 different market demands. Kuna wenye wanataka matunda kubwa. Now people are doing fruit salads. Ni sawa. Watachukua zile matunda kubwa, but those buyers are not in a good number. Ni wachache. So people are doing these like buying the fruits are the ones who are selling to high-end markets and also to open-air market. And with the modern families, utapata familia ikienda sana ni watu 5, watu 4, which means if the fruit is very big, they won't consume it at a go. They'll have to keep it.
To waste,
yeah.
Or go to waste.
Yeah, and the keeping quality of pawpaw is not one of the best. If you keep a pawpaw like today, tomorrow it has got some fermenting taste, which is not very pleasing for consumption.
All right.
So the smaller the fruit, the better for the market.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are the health benefits in pawpaw?
One, it has got a lot of vitamins. It's a fruit which is a standalone, and again, it's a natural dewormer by itself. So if like you have issues with helminths, ukikula pawpaw, you're good to go. And also it is well known for aiding in digestion. So if you have issues with bloating stomach, poor digestion with you, once you take a pawpaw, you're good to go.
All right.
Yes.
But some people would be like, Lynn, tunaona sana paipai zenye hazina seeds in the market, seedless paipai.
Yes.
Is
yes.
Calina a seedless paipai? And if I open it, will I find, or ni zile ziko na seeds, nikifungua I'll find seeds ndani?
You can find that 99% of the fruits have got seeds.
Yes.
And Calina has got so many seeds, which means that it's not a genetically modified plant or variety.
All right.
Yeah, so iko na mbegu mingi. And you find that if you cut, most of them are oval in shape. So ukikata katika unapata it has got more flesh, less hollow, and a lot of seeds.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And also maybe another question I know someone would ask is, Lynn, how do I know the seeds I'm getting are the pure Calina seeds? How do you differentiate between, because utaki you find out after invest all that time, then you find out kumbe niliuziwa seeds mbaya.
Yes.
So how do people know what is authentic and what is not?
One good with Kenya is that we have regulation for seed business.
Okay.
From KEFIS. So anyone who is a certified and registered seed merchant will get a sticker or a label from KEFIS yenye inekwa kwa sachet pale viju. So if a farmer buys seed from the market or from us, there's that sticker, that label. You scratch, and then there's a code, like the one we get from the airtime.
Yes.
Then you send to a given number there, and you're able to get details for the importer, when the seeds were imported, the lot number, germination percentage, and also purity.
Yes.
So that's way that way farmers will be able to know that these are fake seed and these are good seed.
All right.
So for our company, Star Seed Limited, we are registered by KEFIS. So we are known as an importer, and all the details for the seeds are well known.
Okay. And another observation a lot of people are making is the size. Like ni kafupi. So why is it kafupi?
Okay. Number one is that if you check the indigenous varieties we had, they used to grow very tall.
Yes.
Which means that harvesting will be very hard. Ikipanda juu, ukitoa tu matunda ikianguka chini, imepasuka. And then also, imagine now like you are spraying a 3-meter tall plant. Unapiga dawa juu, inakushukia. But now with this variety, it's very easy to manage. And also, if you check the stems, they are very, very wide, which means that they can support up to 150 fruits at a go.
All right.
Yes.
What I'm observing from the farm as well, these are standalone crops.
Yeah.
Does it mean that you can't intercrop? Siwezi weka sukuma yangu hapa juu?
You can really do skuma, but
Yes.
remember that if you check the canopy for this crop, imeshikana yote.
Yes.
So which means the crop under the tree will not receive enough sunlight. So what happens? Etiolation. They'll just grow tall. They won't be healthy. Secondly, you can plan to do a wider spacing of maybe 4 meters by 2.
Yes.
So you're going to do your crops in between the plants. But now what you need to consider when doing intercropping is to make sure that these crops are not of the same family, which means that they won't be attracting the same kind of pests. Like for example, if you do watermelon in this orchard, it means that you're going to have lots of red spider mites and aphids, because red spider mites affect watermelon and also pawpaws.
Okay.
And they are not very lethal to watermelon. So utakuwa unapiga dawa to the pawpaws, but zimebaki kwa watermelon. And we'll end up losing the pawpaws and also probably the watermelon.
So you really have to be careful with the kind of plants that you're going to intercrop with.
Yes.
But I love that you've mentioned the kind of pests a crop attracts.
Yeah.
What kind of pests does this pawpaw crop attract, and how do you deal with that as well without destroying the quality of this fruit?
Number one pest is red spider mites. that's the one which can really take you home in pawpaw farming. We have different chemicals in the market. We have chemicals with abamectin as the main compound. We also have mealybugs. Looks like a sponge, a whitish thing that really affects pawpaws. We have things, let's say any pesticide with imidacloprid will sort you out from mealybugs. And then also have aphids, which are not really tough on pawpaws. We have wet flies, but hizo at least kuna madawa zake.
Okay.
For diseases, we have anthracnose. We usually see that the fruits have got like some spots,
Yes.
black spots. And then if you cut inside, you find that they have kind of lumps in the flesh. We have fungicides for that. We have root rot, which is usually brought by probably a fungal infection called Phytophthora. And we have anything with copper, we'll sort it from root rot.
Okay.
And like I said earlier, we have black spots.
Yes.
So you find that we have fungicides which are going to like take care of those diseases that are go.
All right.
Yes.
And also another observation that we are making in some of them, there's a yellow leaf somewhere.
Yes.
I think even hapa nyuma iko. What is that? Does it mean hiyo imekulwa, nini imeikula, and how do you prevent that from happening?
Ukiangalia chini ya hizo majani, you'll find a powder like a whitish powder.
Yes.
So that is a powdery mildew.
Ati what?
Powdery mildew.
Mildew.
Yeah. Usually comes when the pawpaws are closely spaced, which means there is no enough aeration.
Okay.
And the place can be humid. So like when they're irrigating,
yes,
your humidity asubuhi ikipanda juu, they get that infection. But copper will sort out that condition.
All right.
Yeah.
So the yellow is caused by the humidity, ama?
No, not really. It's
yes,
just like, yeah, we can talk about humidity, but the most factor to that is closer spacing or a place with like high humidity.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And also now, let me ask, at what point do you start spraying the crop?
We start spraying it from the nursery.
Yeah.
Because at the nursery we have the challenges of cutworm, damping off, and also some other insects like red spider mites. So just after they started to germinate, that's when you start spraying. But also you can also treat the soil where all the media we're going to plant the seeds. So we usually spray after every 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, every 2 weeks. But the major spray program starts after 55 days when the plants are flowering up to the end. But when they are ripening like this, you make sure that the chemicals they're using have got a very short post-harvest interval of 3 to 5 days.
Yes.
Because you see, pawpaw harvesting is done weekly. So if you spray anything which has got...
it's done weekly?
Yeah, it's done weekly.
Yeah.
Like today we are on, let's say we're on Wednesday, which means if you harvest today, you're going to give it like 1 week, then you come to harvest again. Because if you go beyond 2 weeks, there are some of the fruits here which will get overripe, and then you won't take it to the market.
Okay.
Yes.
How do I know a fruit is ready for harvesting? Because unaona venye tunatoshana,
Yes.
you can easily think this one is not yet ready. So how do I know it's ready for harvesting?
We usually check yellow stripes at the lobes of the pawpaw.
Yeah.
And being 50% yellow, that's when they are good for harvesting.
Okay.
At least the Brix level has gone high and they'll be sweet at the market.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know, I love that you've touched on the market, because someone said if you really want to be a successful farmer, please start also by knowing the market, right?
Yes.
So hypothetically speaking, I have this fruit right now.
Yeah.
And I have established it's time to harvest. First and foremost, is there a ready market for pawpaw according to you? Are we meeting the demand? Ama tuna export? Like, how is the market like? And also, how much can I make? Just ile tu rough figure.
Actually, we have ready market for pawpaws in Kenya. The demand is so high because we have very low supply. This is a crop which is planted in arid and semi-arid areas, but not all those arsals have got enough water for the crop, which means that production is low. And currently, the price is between 50 to 80 shillings per kg. That's the average weight for one fruit. And like this farm, we have 2,000 plants. Assume every week you just harvest at least one fruit from each plant.
Yes.
Those are 2,000 fruits, translating to 2,000 kilograms.
Yes.
Assume that you've gone down to 50 Kenya shillings per kg weekly, 100,000.
Just one fruit, kamoja kamoja
Yes.
tu kamoja kamoja.
Na ujue kuna ile mti itakupea 2 ama 3. So the least you can get from those 2 acres per week is 2 tons. At optimum point of harvesting, you can get up to 5 tons per harvest.
All right.
So let's take the lowest amount of 100,000 per week times 4. 400,000 Kenya shillings, right?
Yes.
And you can harvest for 9 months in a year. And that is the least, because there is a time when they'll start ripening. You're getting like 3 fruits, 4 fruits from one plant. Yeah, so the market is there, and most of the buyers come for them from the farm.
Okay.
If you have means for transport, take them to the market, to the urban setup, you're going to sell more. 100 Kenya shillings to 150 per kg.
All right.
Yes.
So harvesting is 9 months. What does that mean? Does it mean every month I can harvest from this tree?
Yes.
Huh.
What happens is that the 3 months which you are given not for harvesting, when we have a lot of rainfall.
Yes.
Because if they had started to ripen, they'll go back again to getting the green color again. So you can't be able to take them to the market. So 9 months continuously harvesting from my farm.
Okay.
Yes.
And after 9 months, do I do away with the tree, or does it start again? Do I uproot it, or what happens?
Not really. You see, like pawpaw plants flower most when it's raining. And the lifespan for this crop is not less than 3 years.
Oh.
So which means you're able to harvest 27 months and then you replant again.
Okay.
But one thing to note is that it's not good to replant pawpaw plants where you had planted them before. You need to at least rotate for 1 year and then replant again.
Okay.
So if you had 2 acres with pawpaws, plant another crop, then plant your pawpaws in a different area. Reason, they are heavy feeders, which means that farm, all the nutrients which are there, all fertility is gone. So you need to replenish again with the application of organic manure, and then you're good to go again for another cycle.
Okay.
Yes.
What plant would you recommend for someone to repair the soil if they want to come back to this farm and plant the pawpaw again?
It's good to do legumes, the nitrogen fixing bacteria. Yes, like cowpeas, beans, any crop in that family. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And now, again, maybe back to the fertilizer, because that's a question I know people would love for me to ask. Can we do all this organically? Is it possible for us to do this organically? And if maybe you are facing a hardship with maybe organic things, how best do you make sure that the person consuming this is safe from harm?
This can be done 100% organically. One, manure application, goat manure,
Yes.
cow manure, sheep manure, and you can also now top dress with chicken manure, which has got high nitrogen content. If you go to the pests, you can control them organically.
How?
One, red spider mites. You know the mode of feeding of red spider mites is that they don't feed on free sugars. They feed on bound sugars, which means that you can control red spider mites using molasses. Okay, you just dilute the molasses like a ratio of 1:20, like 1 kg of molasses to 20 liters of water.
Yes.
You're able to control red spider mites. We have mealybugs. We have a very famous brand of soap, Ariel.
Yes.
Hiyo ukipiga mix vizuri kwa maji alafu spray, it will suffocate the mealybugs. So that we can consider it as organic control.
Okay.
For the root rot, you can use anything with sulfur. You drench it. Drenching is a spraying on the soil where the crop is growing. Yeah, so those are the organic ways which you can use to do pawpaw farming. If you can also get lots of turmeric, that's a very good fungicide, organic fungicide.
Okay.
For powdery mildew, you can get any product with there's a bacteria called B. subtilis that controls powdery mildew soil, and we have them in the market and they're available. So which means that you can do it 100% organically. Yes.
And now the leaves, the pawpaw leaves,
Yeah.
do these have any benefits? Ama this is just waste? Can you convert it to manure? Ama what will happen na hizi zenye tumetupa chini?
One thing with the pawpaw leaves that they can be used as dewormers. You cut them when they are green, you dry them under shade, you grind them, and then you can use them as a dewormer.
Yeah.
Yes, and also it can be used as a meat tenderizer. Like unataka kupika nyama, umefeel iko ngumu, you just chop your meat, grind the leaves, and then you mix them overnight.
Okay.
Kesho utapata
Nyama
soft
yako ni
kabisa.
soft.
Kabisa.
For real?
Kabisa.
Ushajaribu?
Give it a try.
Ushajaribu?
Nishajaribu.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
But as you started, you said something very important. You deal with seeds and seedlings.
Yes.
And that is not the market. That's one of the most forgotten markets, because at the end of the day, watu wanaonanga hii kitu sana.
Yeah.
Could you walk us through the seeds and the seedling journey, and why did you focus on that and maybe not the end product?
When I started to do with pawpaws, my aim was to do the fruit production. But let me tell you, I failed 3 times, terribly. But from that, I succeeded.
You failed 3 times.
3 times, terribly.
Are you okay sharing what made you fail so that maybe someone can learn before we continue?
My failure number 1 was immediately after high school. And I planted just the native ones. And I did 700 plants. Kutoka hizo 700, only 70 were female. Hizo zingine zote panga. So like I was left with 70. So going to campus was like, do you mean that we can't get a variety which has got all plants female? So I did my research. So by the time I was in third year, I had a company which was doing supply for seeds.
Yes.
That time. Nikaamua sasa nikitoka hapa hivi, mimi naenda kulima pawpaw. Because I was motivated with like how quick you can make money from that crop. So I came, planted, and you see we were used to planting pawpaws knowing that they are hardy. No water, no manure.
Yes.
Nikapanda zangu dhao, my friend.
Ulikapitia.
Zote zikakauka. They were very dwarf, very short, but with malnourished fruits. Hizo zikaenda. So like that was around 2016, somewhere there. So I said that since I've known that we need water, I'm going to flex my muscles and then come back again.
Yes.
So 2018, I used my family land. I did 1 acre, and we had a well there. I leased another 1 acre. Now, I didn't know that these things don't like waterlogging. You remember that in 2018, there was a lot of rain.
Yes.
Ikanyesha zote chini. But in between 2016 and 2018, I was one of the pioneers of the dwarf pawpaw farming in the country. At the age of 26. So like in Facebook, and I used to post in Facebook just the journey. Zimetoa maua, zimefanya hivi. So I remember there was a comment of someone who said that, hey, when say you've just slashed a branch and then put over the soil to come and market. No, the next question was like, where can I get them? Where can I get them? So I felt, hey, hapa kuna kagap. People want to farm these dwarf pawpaws, but they don't have any place to get the seeds and the seedlings. So mimi nikaanza tu pole pole kutafuta where to get the seeds, and then like that's when Stawi was born in 2020. Yeah, so ndio nikaanza kuleta pawpaw seeds na propagate seedlings, and then you sell them to farmers.
Yes.
They're the people who want to get the seeds and others to do the seedlings. Yeah, so that's how the business was born. And then it was kind of overwhelming doing the farming and supplying the seeds and seedlings. Yes. So we said, what we're going to do, let's focus on the seeds and the seedlings so that we can have quality products. And then from there, that once we sell seeds and seedlings to farmers, there was another question, nitauza wapi? So we established a market. Ukinunua kwetu, we'll buy from you. The fruit. So we even buy from farmers who have not bought seeds from us because the fruits are not there. You buy from the ones who have bought seeds and seedlings from you, and even extra from there, because even when you buy kutoka kwako, they'll get buyers at their place, so they won't come back to you to ask for market. Yes.
So you established and you saw there is a gap, and I think that's important because we tend to go and do the same thing, even in agriculture, but then some people don't see where the gaps are because kuna mtu maybe haezi pay attention to hiyo gap iko kwa seeds and seedlings. Would you say that has helped you as a business person identifying the gap and actioning on it?
Yeah, true. Because you find from 2018, we had only one company which was doing pawpaw seeds and seedlings. And then it was us, a startup in Kenya. The other one is owned by a foreigner, but not like we are here. So which means that we have a market share from that time. But again, our happiness is to see like that success in farmers. Because you see, we made losses on our own. So we know that the do's and don'ts. So if a farmer comes to us, we tell them, do this, don't do this. And once we see them succeed and then we buy pawpaw fruits from them and they make some money, we are happy.
All right.
That's the achievement we've made. Yeah.
What are some of the key mistakes you advise them, wasifanye? Ama key mistakes unaona zikifanyika kwa pawpaw farming?
Key mistakes. You don't have enough water. The soil is not okay. The soil is not well drained. And then again, doing a small portion of the population. Because for example, if you do 50 trees, it means that you just need people to come with vikapu and buy from you. But if you do anything above 500, at least you're able to take someone from Nairobi akuja anunue matunda.
Yes.
And then again, the spray program. People don't know what to spray and when.
Yeah.
Because if your crops have been infested by red spider mites, you won't spray a chemical to fight white flies. So you need to know what to spray and when. Because again, when you're close to harvesting, there are chemicals which you don't need to spray. If like a chemical has got a post-harvest level of 14 days, which means that you're going to feed people chemicals. Yeah.
And that's a mistake also people are making, feeding others chemicals. And I hope that honestly that stops. What other key mistakes are you observing right now?
Mainly at the moment is the people doing the wrong variety. Because for example, it's easy to tend the indigenous varieties, but no market. So people need to go for the hybrids. At least you are sure that once a buyer comes, at least they won't struggle getting your fruits.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you see, this field looks very neat. It's very clean.
Yeah.
And someone would just assume, unaeka tu mti hapo unaacha imee. But there are some hidden costs in this farming that people might not know. So what are some of the hidden costs that someone is likely to incur?
One, we have irrigation.
Yeah.
Because again, you need to pump water. Probably you need to install drips. You need to weed.
Yeah.
You need labor to spray. You also need labor to harvest, right? You also need some cash to do the holes, because you won't do shallow holes. Like we said earlier, 2 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet, or else you can do 3 by 3 by 3.
Yes.
And that's a cost by itself. And then if, like for example, I can go back to the holes, if you do a hole which is 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet, don't plant at the shallow part of it. Make sure that you mix soil and manure in the ratio of 2:1. 2 for soil, 1 for manure. So 2 wheelbarrows for soil, 1 for manure. And make sure that you make the hole flat. Just leave a small basin for water during irrigation. Yeah.
Why flat?
Cause of waterlogging. Because if you leave the place sunk and then it rains, what will accumulate, and then you lose all your crops. Yes.
All right. So see mchezo tu, see ati it's just a pretty crop.
Yeah.
Just hapa. There's a lot of work.
If you check, the field looks very clean.
Yes.
But you can see some traces of weed, which means that the farmer has not used herbicide on the crop. They've done manual weeding.
Yes.
Don't try to use herbicide on your crops.
Why?
Most of the pawpaws are not tolerant to herbicides. So you'll just spray, the ground will look so well, but all of a sudden they'll turn yellow and you lose the entire crop.
All of it.
Yeah, so that's a hidden cost of weeding all the time. Actually, when it rains, you need to weed and make sure that the field is free from unnecessary, like unwanted plants in there.
All right.
And you see, like if you have weeds all over, which means that we have hiding places for pests. Yes.
And now let's go back to the mads, because I'm interested because of how many they are.
Yeah.
This this tea,
Yeah.
before it depletes,
Yeah.
inaweza nipea how many fruits?
100 fruits, at least 100 fruits per year.
And I can do 3 years now.
You can do 3 years
So
now.
those are 300
Yes,
plants.
you have 300 fruits.
Yes.
From one plant.
Yes.
At 50 shillings, because we are taking an average of 1 kg.
Oh, okay.
So that's 15,000 from?
Yes, one tree.
One tree.
Until it depletes.
You have 1 acre times 1,000.
Yes.
How many million?
Good money.
Yes.
Good money. Yes.
Good money.
Good money.
Yeah.
Na hiyo ni pia kama utoe to cost here and
yeah,
there.
to cost kidogo.
All right.
Because the average of doing 1 acre up to harvesting is around 400,000 per acre. Yes. Holes, manure, seedlings, labor. Yes.
And the profit you get and in a harvest?
Let's say like for the 3 years.
Yes.
You've done like 600,000 in 1 year times 3 years, 1.8.
Yeah.
And then you have your sales.
Yes.
See the profit.
No, it's good. It's good.
Kuna pesa.
It's good profit
Yeah.
margin.
Yeah.
It's good profit margin. But now before we wind up, let's go back to the seeds and the seedlings, because I know there are people who prefer the seeds and then there are people who prefer getting the seedlings. Could you walk us through the process of getting that seed to a seedling? And then how long does that take kabla uipande sasa kwa mchanga?
We have the seeds.
Yes.
And one thing people need to know with pawpaw seeds is that they have dormancy. And you need to break the dormancy before you are sowing. So what you do is that you get a biostimulant, you soak the seed in the biostimulant for 24 hours, then you sow. Okay? This dormancy like reduces the germination percentage, because pawpaws are supposed to have 80 to 90% germination percentage.
Yes.
And we have a biostimulant for that purpose, where like once a farmer buys from us, at least they can be able to buy the biostimulant from us. And in the seed sowing, you can use cocoa peat moss, and vermiculate to make a media which is easy for the seed to germinate, so that you don't form hard pan during raising of the seedlings.
Yes.
And then from seed to germination takes 14 days. If you sow a seed today after breaking the dormancy, it will take like 14 days when you start seeing the first germinating seed. And then it will take like some other 14 days until all the seeds germinate.
Yes.
Now, like from that end of 1 month, you give them like 2 other months to be raised in the nursery. Now they are ready to be taken to the field.
And then now you take them to the field.
Yes.
All right. For anyone interested in the seeds and the seedlings, how much do you sell those for?
We have seeds in packaging of 1 gram. 1 gram has in between 50 to 60 seeds with a germination percentage of 45%. So if you sow the 50, you're able to get around 45 seedlings from 1 gram, and we sell it 1,200 Kenya shillings for 1 gram.
Okay.
So like we also have wholesale prices for someone picking 50 sachets and above.
Right.
Yeah, mostly people who have agro shops, people who are propagators. We give them at a special price.
Okay.
We have ready seedlings for transplanting. We have one which is 2 months old. We sell 800 Kenya shillings, and one which is 4 months. We sell it at 200 Kenya shillings, which is almost 1 foot and above. And then we put it in a bigger sachet.
All right.
Yes.
Now let's take an acre, for example. How many seeds do I need in an acre, of how many packets would I need for an acre?
For 1 acre, you will need 20 grams, which will give in between 1,000 to 1,200 seeds. Germination of around 80 to 90, at least you're able to get your 1,000 plus seedlings.
All right.
So for someone who is buying seedlings, you need at least 1,000 seedlings for 1 acre.
Okay.
Yes.
And now I know obviously your journey with the audience does not stop with you selling the seeds.
Yeah.
How else do you make sure that even if they've taken the seeds from you, you are with them throughout the journey?
We have online platforms.
Yes.
We have WhatsApp. We have TikTok. We have Instagram, we have Facebook, and we have LinkedIn. And we also have a YouTube channel. And we usually give free advisory services online for any farmer, provided even if you bought from a different place, at least we're able to like guide you through. You have a challenge, take a photo, send to us, and we'll be able to like tell you spray this,
Yes.
do this, add this manure, add this fertilizer. Yes.
All right. As a value add, do you have your own manure or your own fertilizers that you recommend to people?
Yeah, we have purely organic fertilizer
Okay.
called Agrenevo, which we usually give to farmers. One, it fights powdery mildew.
Yes.
It has got growth hormones. It has auxins, it has cytokinins, and it has gibberellic acid, which are the most crucial hormones for plant growth. Yes, and they're available for farmers, and it can also be used as organic pest control.
Okay.
Yes.
You sell that also?
Yeah, we sell that also.
How much does that go for?
1 liter goes for 1,000 Kenya shillings.
And I can use it in what size of the land?
The application rate is 20 ml of the fertilizer.
Yes.
To 20 liters of water.
Okay.
Which means that 1 liter is able to do like 1 acre of pawpaws.
Yes.
Depending on the stage of the plants, because if they are young, they require less spray.
Yeah.
If like they are mature like these ones, you can do like
more.
Yeah, they require more. So
All
it
right.
depends with the stages of the crop.
Yes.
And this fertilizer is for all crops, for this crop at all stages.
All right.
Yes.
And now maybe as we wind up, I can see this farm does not have drip irrigation.
Yeah.
So like what's the source of the water, or how are they actually managing to do this?
One thing is that they're using basin irrigation or
Yes.
probably flood irrigation, which is very expensive because each crop is taking like 40 to 60 liters of water twice a week. So now assume you don't have enough water. But now fortunately there is a river which flows from Mount Kenya somewhere there. So they are pumping from there, and the farmer uses a hybrid of gasoline
Yes.
and gas, at least to lower the cost of pumping.
Okay.
But if someone is able to like install button drippers in this, you'll find that the cost of the cost of pumping has been cut short, because you have like action of gravity to irrigate your plants, and also you're going to cut labor. Now imagine like if this 2-acre farm, someone will have to go to every plant, to go into
Yes.
2,000 plants irrigating them.
It's a
It's
lot.
a bit tedious and also expensive.
All right.
Yes.
What part of this journey makes you happy? And also, what advice do you have for young people who want to venture into agribusiness?
Number one is that agribusiness pays. It's source of employment. And my happiness is when I see farmers succeed and feeding the nation.
Yes.
And also supporting my livelihood. Yes.
Okay. And for you, what part of this really makes you happy?
You see, like seeing myself start from fruit production, failing almost 3 times, and coming to success.
Yeah.
And being a story to tell to the young people. At least I'm so sure I inspire several people that you can start from a humble beginning and then go to a point of owning a seed company just locally.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe as we wind up now for real, our theme for this season is reclaiming our identity through the soil. Do you think we've neglected our soil, and how do we really go back to seeing these beautiful things, being part of these beautiful things, and also feeding our nation?
One thing is to encourage the young people to take part in agriculture and also show them the benefit it has to the environment and the benefit it has to the economy. And also, if like people can start taking it as a lesson early enough in their studies, it will do better, and at least we can achieve the green economy better than like what is currently happening right now.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Alex, thank you so much. I know someone watching now, they might want to get hold of you, get in touch with you. Are there phone details that you can give, an email address, or anyone that needs the seeds, the seedlings, or advice on just growing this beautiful crop? How can they get in touch with you?
We are available in social media.
Yes.
Facebook, the page is Stawi Seeds Limited, the papaya empire.
Yes.
Because that's our main crop. We're also available as Stawi Organics in Facebook. You can also find us in YouTube as Stawi Seeds Limited. And we also have a phone number which is +254 710 81 9070.
Yeah.
+254 710 81 9070.
Yes.
And then our email address is stawiseeds@gmail.com. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy that you got to share this part of your life with us. I think people are definitely motivated seeing how a seed can go through from being a seed to a seedling and then finally to this very beautiful crop. And for me, I think I find joy in seeing young people like you actively participating in agribusiness and also starting something from scratch and supplying seeds for such a farm. I know that really makes you happy to see how this turned out, to see people really believe in the work that you're doing. Kudos, don't stop. Sawa sawa.
Yeah.
Right, so guys, that's it from us today. I really hope we've learned a thing or two on purpose. And I love coming to the field because, as we said, this year we are doing things practically. We are leaving the studio, coming to the field and documenting these wonderful works that people are doing in this country. So if pawpaw farming is your thing and you want to try and you want to give Calina papaya.
Yes.
And to you guys at home, I really hope you've learned a thing or two on pawpaw farming. And for me, this really warms my heart that we have places like this in our country. And this is why I'm saying protect our soil by all means, because we cannot be living in Africa and then saying Africa has a food problem. If you look around this area, we have a lot of untapped land, and this is something that you can also venture into. This is an opportunity for you to see other young people doing it, and then you also fixing yourself in that market as well. You get to have your own fresh fruits, you get to actively participate in that market, the ecosystem, so usiachwe nyuma. So I hope you've learned. Connect with Alex from Stawi Seeds Limited. All the details are on your screen right now. Personally, I'll take a few seeds and then I will go plant them, and then you guys, I'll definitely give you an update on the same. But connect with him if you want to take a chance on your farm na upande Calina papaya. This is actually a very beautiful fruit. So kama unataka kuchukua hiyo chance, chukua. And thank you so much. The sun in Tharaka Nithi, people, but imagine that sun and seeing this product. So mtu asiwahi waambia kuna kitu iwezi mea pahali. You take good care of your crops and then you can be able to see the results. Sawa sawa. So thank you so much. I have loved being in Tharaka Nithi, and I hope you guys, you really take care of yourself as we continue with our theme for this year, reclaiming our identity through the soil. Sawa sawa. See you guys on the next one. My name is Lynn. Bye-bye.